Monday Night Raw has officially debuted on Netflix. How are we feeling?
Looking forward to it. I can say that. Looking forward to it. My straight, honest opinion, looking forward to it. Even though the first episode, in my personal opinion, was not the best, I would say, personally, but...
How do you mean?
Like I told you personally, I felt like it was like, yeah, it had its PLE levels to it, but I felt it had like house show vibes to it, just like how everything was playing out and shit.
Even though, yes, I disagree, there was not any house show vibes to it, bro. You're tripping.
Yes, bro, look, The Rock is over being all friendly and shit.
When would The Rock ever come out and cut a promo at a house show in 2025?
But still, the way he was acting and shit, bro, it was like...
That's never gonna happen in 2025, though. Maybe in, like, 2002.
That's like PLE level standard type of shit, but, like, the way he was acting, though, bro.
Just because he didn't come out and cut a final boss heel promo doesn't make it a house show, bro. It's, like, a celebration of wrestling. It's for a very casual audience.
I understand it.
And so it doesn't necessarily need to be the final boss character. We saw him already dipping into that a bit more on NXT, which is a bit more for the hardcore fans. And so he can dip into that a little bit more, kind of doing the Cody Crybaby voice and everything like that. And so to me, that already showed me on NXT that, like, hey, just chill, everyone. Like, this show was to be a fun, positive celebration of pro wrestling. I think that's why all the faces went over. That's why all the promos were very lighthearted. That's why everything was very fun and fluffy, if you want to say that. But
definitely
to take that and to jump to say that that's house show vibes, I disagree, because I've been to house show as well. And to me, while yes, that is kind of the vibe of a house show, is just like a fun, good vibe show, it's much more low-key. To me, how I describe house shows is like an indie version of WWE, where it's a lot more simplified, it's a lot more in-ring storytelling, and just simply watching really good wrestling from wrestlers that you happen to see on TV. This was not that. And the reason why I say that this was definitely not a house show was because every single match had some sort of storyline implication. Whether that was concluding a storyline or somehow furthering a storyline. So with concluding storylines, you got stuff like the Tribal Combat. Obviously, that kind of finished off, at least for now, Roman versus Solo. Roman is clearly, I think, going to be moving on to other things. Rhea versus Liv. Rhea's clearly finished with that feud, and they're going to be going in different directions now with all of that stuff. Then you look at, I think, to continue...
You think they're going to go in a different direction with the Rhea and Liv shit?
Yeah, I don't think that Rhea and Liv are going to continue to be in a feud right now in the immediate future. I think they're both definitely going in different directions. Just because they didn't tease it on this show doesn't mean that that's... I think that they just wanted to finish this storyline and give it a clean ending and give Rhea her star moment with the Taker rub. But we didn't need to bring out Becky or Charlotte and kind of tease the next feud going forward. I think that it was just fine to let Rhea have her moment, and we have plenty of time until WrestleMania to figure out what her next feud is going to be. But I think that the Liv and Rhea story is over. I think that for continuing feuds, you have Jay and Drew.
So you hold up, you stayed a little bit on that, because I was already going to be part of my next question, I guess, just ask you as you're going with the matches and shit. So I've seen a lot of people, the Undertaker fucking whatever pop out or whatever was supposed to be Becky Lynch. And that was supposed to be like, supposed to like further the story. But,
I think they made the right call.
Last minute,
I think they made the right decision.
Okay, and I want to hear your opinion on that, because you literally just like went through it and you're like, oh, that happened, whatever.
So I think that the reason why that was the right call is, like I said, this show was, let's have fun, celebrate pro wrestling. Let's use these matches to tell the stories that need to be told. And for the fans like us who are invested, will understand what's happening here. So Liv and Rhea, that story finishes in the ring. The reason why I'm so sure that that feud is done is because not only does she destroy Liv with the double Riptide finish, but then she gets her comeuppance on Dom that we've been waiting for too. To me, that's like, okay, this is done. She's done everything that she needs to do there. You can either then, yes, bring out Becky and kind of tease the next feud going forward. But like I say, you have so much time still to do that going into the Rumble, going into Mania. plenty of time to set up that feud with Becky if that's what you want to do. To give Rhea a moment of her to, like, be the star with Taker coming out and giving Rhea the rub and getting that shot of Taker on the bike with Rhea with the belt and all that awesome shit, like, that puts Rhea on a pedestal. It's going to be a shot that I literally think will be used in her, like, Hall of Fame induction package. And, like,
Rhea's going to be OP again. There's going to be an OP title run again, is what you're saying.
I do think it'll be another strong title run for sure, but I just think it was a way to demonstrate, like, to your more casual fans, right, who are the audience that they were clearly targeting with this show. You might not have seen Rhea Ripley before but you know who Undertaker is if you know anything about wrestling. And now Undertaker coming out and having that moment with Rhea solidifies her as a star that you need to pay attention to. I think it's a very clean way of just quick get a pop from the crowd, which I popped hard, to bring out Taker, but then also for the more casual fans, let them know, hey, this is a real star. You need to pay attention to her. And I think that as far as I can think of, it's one of the first times that a male legend has come back to give a female superstar the rub in that way, which I think was just a cool moment to demonstrate to, again, like, lapsed fans or people who haven't paid attention to wrestling ever really, that, like, this isn't the same women's wrestling shit that you might have seen back in the day. This is the same bullshit that fucking used to be put on your televisions. Like, this is real wrestling just as much as the men's is real wrestling. Like, real wrestling, however you want to interpret that, but this shit is real storylines, you know what I mean? Like, these characters matter, and Taker can come out and solidify that for fans who maybe don't quite know what all is going on. So to me, I thought that was a great moment. But just the point I was trying to make before we were getting into that was, to me, why it can't be called a house show is, like I said, those were matches where storylines were concluded, and then you had matches where storylines were also continued, where Jay and Drew have their match where I think Drew is going to get pushed further into that crash out character where, like, he's done his best work over the last year when Punk has come out and fucked him over, when all the bloodline shit has been getting to him. That's when Drew has done his best work over the last year or so. And so I think that what happened, while it might look like a negative result on the surface, I think that it's going to continue to elevate Drew's character and continue this push that he has against the bloodline. And eventually he will beat Jay. I feel very confident in that. And when he does beat Jay, it will be so brutal, and he's going to I hope beats the shit out of him and really demonstrates that, like, he is this dark, ready to do whatever it takes Drew McIntyre. And so I think that...
What happened to Batman?
Sometimes Batman gets his ass beat, bro. You remember Bane?
Oh, yeah.
In that fucking sewer? Fucking had his back broken and shit.
He's still Batman after everything?
What happened after that, bro? He locked in and got the dub at the end of the day. Batman took L's sometimes, bro. But at the end of the day, Batman learned
Batman
from the L's.
To you, though.
Yeah.
No.
Because he came out with Cody, hugged him and everything. He's trying to let him know, like, hey, man, I'm not
That's
doing
not what
this
Batman does.
It was a loose comparison. Jesus Christ.
This was said, Drew. This one told me bad take on my fucking who attacked fucking.
Cause you said. All right, we're not gonna get into that. We're not gonna get into it.
Say Drew McIntyre is Batman.
We're not gonna get into it.
Whatever. Right.
I say all that to say that, to me, I think the hate going towards that, I've seen a bit of hate going towards that Jay Drew match. I think that's unwarranted. Just give it a second, let Drew cook, and you guys will realize that this is all for the betterment of Drew McIntyre. And then the main event, Punk versus Seth, I think that just kicked off a feud that might have its final blow off at literally Mania this year. Like, who knows? Like, that's going to be a feud that I think is going to continue to run for the next few months at least into the beginning part of 2025. And it started off with just a fucking elite wrestling match, a truly phenomenal wrestling match. Two of the greatest wrestlers that WWE has ever had. And I know this might sound a little crazy to say, but I just literally, within the last week, rewatched WrestleMania. I forget the number.
28, you said?
No. That was the night before Raw. That's what I watched for my childhood nostalgia. But I went back and watched, it's either like 12 or 13, Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels, the 1 hour Iron Man match. And obviously this was a different style match than an Iron Man match. But it gave me that Bret versus Shawn, like, these are two true wrestlers that, like, if you... The nerds are gonna be able to appreciate that, I think, for a long time. Like, that was a special match to be able to see. They've had such mirrored paths throughout wrestling in so many ways. I just think it was such a beautiful match to get to see live. That was amazing. And so, I mean, overall, my thoughts on the show were that it was a great, like, there was that mini Mania talk. And I even heard Triple H addressing it in an interview, I think with Sports Illustrated before the show. Like, he understood the assignment of people like hyping this up to be a mini WrestleMania. I got that vibe through and through. With the legend appearances, with the level of matches that we saw, I felt like I was watching a slightly smaller version of a WrestleMania. Like, as big of an episode of Monday Night Raw could possibly be, just about.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't know what else people could have expected. Like, you saw the Women's Championship change hands, which is a top-level championship.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the biggest draw in professional wrestling in action, Tribal Combat, becoming the Tribal Chief again, like, with that whole moment with Heyman giving the fucking Ulafala to The Rock, to the, like, dude, it's amazing. The whole fucking cinema of all the interferences and everything throughout the match, like, I truly got those WrestleMania vibes from the show. I really, really did. It was so fun, so elite. I felt like the crowd felt super happy coming out of the show. Like, it felt like good vibes. I didn't hear anyone complaining as we were all walking out. Like, it felt like a good vibes show. It felt like a good show. So, I mean, yeah, that's my overall review of Netflix on Raw. How did you... What's your overall... Did I sway you at all? Are you still feeling like house showy vibes? Do you want to at least make your case? I kind of gave you my side of things. Or did I sway you at all? You can make your case if you want.
You swayed me a little bit, but I still feel like it was like house show vibes a little bit.
To what reason do you say that, though?
Like I said, a lot of the promos that happened, a lot of shit that was going on, it was like more like, going behind the scenes type of shit, you know. Probably like Triple H would come out after like a episode of SmackDown, and then they would have like dark matches or whatever, some shit like that, or some bullshit like that, bro. I literally just honestly felt like
what do you mean by that? Like, what match felt like that? What moment felt like that? I don't understand what you're talking about.
The Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso match really felt like that. It was more like house showy and shit like that. It was more like, even though the entrance was...
No, I remember that time I saw Travis Scott at the house show.
Stupid.
Yeah.
But that's fucking ridiculous, bro.
I forgot about that.
That's ridiculous. Okay, whatever, bro. But the match...
What do you mean, whatever? He came out with Lil Wayne at WrestleMania. They got a better artist in 2025.
This wasn't even perform, bro. This was just fucking blood the whole time.
And I was hitting my pen. It was lit. It was vibe.
Oh my god.
It was vibe. Bro. We was vibing, fiend.
Bro.
House show. Travis Scott. You crazy, bro.
I completely blanked on stupid ass Travis Scott, bro.
Like, I just don't see what you're saying, bro. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't know. Do you have any other arguments?
Because the CM Punk, Seth Rollins match, perfect. 10 out of 10 match. That's honestly the best thing you can give it. We've had other PLEs, fucking like the Indian, not the Indian, fucking Saudi.
Whoa. Whoa.
You also had one in India, the fucking greatest Royal Rumble or whatever.
It's late. We've been drinking. So let's just throw that out there.
Nah, bruh. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, bruh.
I'm not doing shit.
Don't do that to me. They literally had the greatest Rumble in India, bruh.
That was in Saudi Arabia.
No.
Yeah.
They had one in India.
The greatest Royal Rumble, the thing that you're talking about, that was in Saudi Arabia.
They had one in India, though.
Brother.
They had a PLE in India, bruh. Nah, fuck off, because fucking, I remember... There was one of those fucking... It was a fucking cage match, but instead it was like Punjabi sticks and shit like that. And it was like with Batista and fucking the Great Khali, and Batista fucking won that shit. Swear,
It wasn't in India, though.
Fuck.
Anyways, you were saying...
I completely blamed.
I'm gonna leave that in.
You're an asshole, bro.
I am.
You're a fucking asshole.
I am.
You're an asshole.
I am.
I'm a fucking up, dog.
It was an innocent mistake.
Innocent, right? Right.